Hello to all. This is the first part of the Origins of Satanism. Satanism is not a Christian invention. Satanism predates Christianity and all other religions. Satanism is not about spooks, goblins, vampires, Halloween monsters, or other related entities. Satanism is not about evil. Satanism is not an invention of or a reaction to Christianity. Satanism is not a creation of Anton Levy. Satanism is not about death. True Satanism is about elevating and empowering humanity to reach equality with the gods, which was our true creator Satan's intention. Quote, "In the secret of my knowledge there is no God but me." End of quote. Satan. From Peace Be Unto Him. Due to centuries of misinformation, lies, and systematic removal of knowledge, few people these days understand or even know that what Satanism really is about. Christianity has been at liberty to dictate without any opposition what they claim Satanism to be. In order to accomplish this, the truth had to be destroyed. The Catholic Church, the original Christian church from which all Christian sects have evolved, heinously tortured to death and mass murdered millions of innocent men, women, and children in what was known as the Inquisition. Some children who were burned to death in what were known as witch houses were as young as 2 years of age. Christians forever rant and rave concerning the one world order, where all identities, cultures, personal privacies, and liberties will be lost, and humanity, after being systematically barcoded, will be lumped into a one-world slave state. What they fail to see is how their own so-called religion and Bible have always been and are the roots of and blueprint of this regime. Sorry, I cannot pronounce it. Everything in the Judeo-Christian Bible has been stolen and corrupted from religions predating Judaism, Christianity, and Islam from hundreds to thousands of years. Judaism and its tools of Christianity, all of the original spiritual teachings from around the world, which are concepts, have been stolen from, lumped together into the one, and corrupted into Jewish archetypes and characters and fictitious places. This has given the Jewish people as a whole a false history, political power, and spiritual authority to which they are not entitled. The Bible is a very powerful subliminal tool to control the masses. One can see this is a man-made work as there are endless contradictions. The Bible has been systematically drummed into the minds of the populace from a very early age. A lie must always be enforced as opposed to the truth which can stand on its own. Because spiritual knowledge and occult power had been removed and kept in the hands of a chosen few, the unknowing populace has been helpless against it. The agenda here is to create a one-world slave state with the chosen few ruling at the top. The preparators of course blame Satan to the hollow seen in many paintings is the witch power of the rising Kundalini. The Christians stole this concept from the original religions, both East and West. The Buddha is seen with a hollow, as are many of the Hindu gods, for one example. The area in which the original religions was known as the Golden Age. Some 10,000 years ago, the gods left us. This article is not to go into the details as to how and why or why. This will be covered in a separate article. The gods are an extraterrestrial race of beings. As a matter of fact, there have been several different alien races that have lived here on planet Earth and have taken an interest in human beings, either as friends, enemies, or neutrals. The main gods who interacted with humanity and are our creators through genetic engineering are the race of gods known as the Nordics. They live throughout the galaxy in several different solar systems. They are highly advanced in knowledge, intelligence, and in spirit. Some are helpful to humans, as are Satan and the elder gods, who have been labeled as demons. Some are neutral, and others are and have been working for our destruction. The background concerning the creation can be found in more details in a separate article on this website. There has been a war over humanity in which Satan and his demons wish to guide us the knowledge to elevate ourselves to spiritual and physical protection, while the enemy wishes to keep us spiritually ignorant in order to use our life force souls as a free energy supply. In many writings of a spiritual or occult nature, the term God or gods was also used to describe the 7 chakras. Due to centuries of persecutions of those who have spiritual knowledge, doctrines contain many allegories and code words. The number 7 is repeated endlessly in the Judeo-Christian Bible. This is a corruption of the 7 chakras of the soul. The original cross was equal arm, as seen in many of the demon sigils, with the points representative of the chakras flaring out. Other well-known examples are the Nazi Iron Cross and the Biker's Cross. In truth, this is the shape of the human soul, and represents the 4 elements, fire, earth, air, and water, of which the human soul is comprised. The number 4 was solely uncorrupted in the Judeo-Christian Bible as with the number 7. The most blatant with fear, human beliefs and thoughts can be controlled. Humanity was led to believe this omnipresent and all-powerful God could know their every little thought and action. Through fear, people began to monitor their own thoughts and actions. The seven sacraments, another ripoff of the 7 chakras of the Catholic Church, enforced strict control over every stage of an individual's life. The most control was exercised through the so-called sacrament of confessions. Through confessions, the Church has had even more control, that of knowing the deepest secrets of the frightened population. This enabled the ruling clergy to have power over kings, queens, and other secular monarchy. Satan tells us in the Black Book, Dal Jiva, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry, that many writings and texts have been altered. Upon researching the origins of various myths and religions, I find this is Maxine Dietrich's word, sorry. I find many authors are at a disagreement, both religious and secular. This is due to the Christian Church's systematic destruction and removal of ancient knowledge. To make matters worse, many of the remaining original documents that escaped destruction have been altered. The gods left us the truth inscribed in stone. The pyramids are in the shape of the chakras, have stood against time. It is apparent that these ancient monoliths were constructed for future humanity, left to us by the gods who knew our fate. These monuments speak for themselves. They were built to reflect the movements of the stars and act as a calendar for beginning the all-important work of the magnum opus. The magnum opus is normally commenced in the spring, when the sun enters the sign of Aries, which is known as the vernal equinox. The precise time for beginning this work is at 3 a.m., which is the hour of Satan. This is the true hour. The fictitious Nazarene was said to have perished at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is actually 15, not 3 and is thus false. The horn god originates to Sumeria. The Sumerian gods wore headgear with horns. This predates Judeo-Christianity by thousands of years. Pagan religions were known for their worship of the horn god. Only with the coming of Christianity were they repeatedly stamped out, but continued to resurface and survive. Again, the horn god was malignant and labeled as evil. The horn goddess is a symbol of the chi, the bioelectrical life force. This is represented by Mercury, as it is fleeting until fixed through the magnum opus. The glyph for the planet Mercury has the horns. The carvings and the crucifix on the temple walls and the pyramids still remain with us today as evidence of the truth for those who have enough spiritual knowledge to interpret them. This is why the gods imprinted these into stone. Satanism is based upon the magnum opus. All of the satanic symbol, the emphasis on witchcraft and knowledge, all of these represent the achievement of the Godhead. The magnum opus is what Satanism is all about, humanity reaching physical and spiritual perfection. This is only the first part. Hail Satan.